goals and doing gratitude journaling every single day helped me to buy a property in the UK. Some of you maybe say, can you write down your goals and own a property? And the truth of the matter is that it is true that you can write down your goals, every single day and own a property. I would walk you through the protocols that I use on gratitude journaling and writing down your goals. It's very, 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 very powerful when you do gratitude journaling and the power of writing down your goals. I started gratitude journaling about 12 years ago. Every single day, I write down my goals and I write down the 10 things that I am grateful to God about. I write down the 10 things that I'm grateful to God about every single day. And that is the way I do gratitude journaling. And I have certain prompts that I use, to make myself write down these things every single day. Number one, I ask myself the question, what are you grateful to God about and why? That's my first gratitude journaling prompt. What are you grateful to God about and why? So I write down what I'm grateful to God about that day and why. And what this question does for you is that it makes your brain is like a computer. The moment you ask yourself that question, what are you grateful to God about and why are you grateful to God about that thing? Your brain begins to look at the things that you can be grateful to God about on that day. It will start searching your database. Some of the things may be big and some of the things may be small. So what are you grateful to God about? Another thing, and why? It could just be that you had a meal with your family members. Why? And it could just also be that, you can now afford to feed not only yourself, but to feed also your family members. Now, gratitude is very powerful because it forces your brain to start looking for the things that are working in your life and not the things that are not working. And that gives you good mental health. It gives you contentment and joy. That is the first prompt that I use. What are you grateful to God about and why? The second gratitude journaling prompt that I use and works for me is, what are you grateful to God about now, at this moment? What are you grateful to God about now, at this moment? The other day, it was raining here in England. So those of you that live in England, when it rains, it's really wet and funny. It was raining here in England and it was very, very cold. And then I asked my sons, what are you grateful to God about? My 11-year-old son says to me, Daddy, I'm grateful to God that it is cold outside. It is raining, but we are warm inside. The heater is on. We have a lot of food to eat. And there's a lot of love in the house. I thought that was powerful. What are you grateful to God about? What are you grateful to God about in this moment? Another thing that gratitude journaling does for you is that it helps you come to the point whereby you are never used to the success that God has given to you. There's a song called I Will Never Get Used to It. I don't know about you. That song is for me. My sales training calendar is filled up to the end of the year, but I never get used to it. It gives you a deep, deep, deep sense of gratitude. Deep sense of gratitude. Did you get that? So what are you grateful to God about at this moment? All right. Then when I do my gratitude journaling as well, there is something else that I do. I trick my brain. This is the part about owning properties and all that some of you are waiting for. So I trick my brain. All right. So I trick my brain. Last year, we got a property here in the UK. I bought a property here in the UK, me and my wife. In the build up to the buying of the property, every single day I write in my gratitude journal, I am grateful and happy that I now own XYZ property. I am grateful and happy that I now own XYZ property. Now, I had not paid for this property. I had not collected the keys to the property. The lawyers were still doing all of the investigation. If you've ever bought a property in the UK before, you know the process is very, very long. How many of you know that? You know the process is very, very long, right? How many of you know that? Some of you who or know anybody who has done that. I kept saying, I am grateful and happy that I now own XYZ property. That's another prompt I use. What are you grateful and happy about? So I say, I'm grateful and happy that I now own this property. At a point, I even went to the property. I laid my hands on the door of the property and I began to say, I am grateful and happy that I now own this property. One day I stood in front of the property. This is before I've collected the key. I told someone, take me a picture in front of the property. That's what I do in all the property. Even the first property I bought in Lagos, Nigeria, I stood in front of the estate and I told my staff, take a picture of me. And that became my vision board. And I began to look at that every single morning and pray over it every single morning. Here's what happens to you when you do that. Because you say, I'm grateful and happy, you have deceived your brain like you already own the property. Did you see what's going on? And you're deceiving your brain that you already own the property. Guess what is going to happen? Guess what is going to happen? Yes, I know someone who bought a house in the UK. The process is quite long. Yeah, very, very long. So guess what is going to happen to you? The moment you keep saying, I'm grateful and happy that I now own this property. Guess what? You see, your brain does not know the difference between an imagined experience or a true experience. As you keep saying that, you start attracting into your life the people, the events, and the circumstances that will give material equivalence to what you said you are grateful to God about. It is a very powerful thing. I don't know why many people don't do this. When you write it down, you are already thanking God in advance. Your spirit is open. Your mind is open. You are like a magnet. You start attracting into your life the people, the events, and the circumstances that can give material equivalence to that which you say you are grateful to God about. And that's how jobs began to come my way, began to come my wife's way as well. And that's how we own the property. That's how we own the property. All right. So this is a very powerful thing. I want to encourage you. I don't want to stretch it. I've got my journals. I have journals as high as this. There is no day I don't write down 10 things I'm grateful to God about. And I write my goals in reverse. Writing goals in reverse and scripting. I will be teaching this in my 5-day Make Sales Challenge. I'm not trying to sell you anything. If you've not registered for my 5 days Make Sales Challenge, you are missing it, because on day 5, I'll be dealing on the 10 spiritual laws of sales success. And one of them is gratitude journaling and scripting. The class is just $48 or 100,000 naira if you live in Nigeria. Please click on the link on my Instagram bio and register for that class, or click on the link on the show note if you are watching this on YouTube. The class starts on the 10th of January this week to the 15th of January. You don't want to miss that class. I used to sell recharge card on the road in Port Harcourt. I used to hawk recharge card on Emekuku Street in Port Harcourt, to be precise. For me to come to this stage in my life is nothing short of the miracle and the power of God and these principles. They work. They truly do work. So I want you to register for that class, and you will be happy that you did. Divas, if you've not come for any of my classes before, make the investment and come for this class. You will not remain the same again. You will invest 100,000 naira for this class, but you will get 5 million. You will. I'm not going to beg anybody to come for the class. It is my lived experience. I want to pass that knowledge to you. So that is the power of gratitude journaling. And take care of your journal. Let me show you one of my old journals that I can stretch out to even bring some of them here. These are some of my journals. Take care of your journals. This is the one I just finished. I put stickers on my journals. Did you get that? See, look at the journal. that. I sit down every day. Every day. Every day. I write it down as I'm drinking my coffee in the morning. I write it down every single day. And I'm trusting God that this short 10 minutes Instagram live that I just did and this podcast recording I just did will be a blessing to you. Share this video if you thought that it was useful to you. Go and write down your goals. And if you've not registered for my 5-day Make Sales Challenge, click on the link on my Instagram bio. Sign up for that class. You will be grateful that you did. When you finish signing up, you're watching this on YouTube, on Instagram, send me a DM and say, Coach, I just paid for your class. God bless you, and I will talk to you guys soon. I'm going for another sales training. Talk to you in a bit. All right. All right.